Japan. A country responsible for so many great innovations in the world, creating mainstays that would not only become popular in their side of the world, but in America and everywhere else. Whether you stay for the great food, the minds behind some of the greatest multimedia companies to ever be conceived, or even just the people, Japan has a little bit of something for everyone. What, did you think I forgot about anime? Anime. Something that my channel cannot seem to escape no matter how badly I wanted to. And for this week, I discovered one that stole my attention just as easily as the protagonist steals hearts. Lupin III. Lupin III follows a thief by the same name who is joined by his partners in crime Jigen, a sharpshooter with a smoking problem, Goemon, a man who has seemingly mastered the blade so well he cuts with expert precision, sometimes Fujiko, the femme fatale, and a tireless cop by the name of Zenigata who is on a never-ending chase to incarcerate Lupin and his gang. These lead to whatever endeavors they find themselves in when pulling off a heist, but one many critics, including Steven Spielberg as of late, considered to be the most captivating is the Castle of Cagliostro. The story brings us right into the middle of the action, after Lupin and his culpable crime mates have robbed a bank blind of all their money, when they discover that it's all fake. This leads them to a by-chance encounter with a young lady being chased by armed men, and a very slick and stylish chase scene, and what ensues eventually unfolds the plots of a counterfeit cash scheme that is yet to be discovered by Lupin and later Zenigata.
These are Japanese yen! Unbelievable!
But the main issue at hand is actually with the lady who is about to be forced to marry Count Cagliostro, whose families have had their differences and have been at war with each other for some time, and whether or not Lupin can actually save her. A large chunk of the movie has a more whimsical than thieving tone to it, and that is due in part to the animation which was done by Hayao Miyazaki, who was later responsible for creating some of the greatest pieces of animation the world has to offer. With films like My Friend Totoro and Spirited Away, he got to start with films like this one and wanted to make sure he made his mark on the animation world as we know it. As for the people behind Lupin's conception, they wanted to make sure people knew what he was all about, not just in speech, but in physique as well. Lupin's character in this film is usually more than always smug or one step ahead of his opponent, and to help bring out that idea, they had to give him a figure that complemented it. His skinny stature shows that he is underestimated and uses that to his advantage, and his loud design in terms of clothing choice are a good indicator that he wants the attention and loves it, but he knows his opponent's limits just as much as he knows his own. If character design isn't your thing, however, how about I talk more about the fight scenes? The bigger picture is usually shown through scale in most of the film, but the fights and action sequences are nothing if not impressive in terms of how much effort went into making the characters expressive through almost each and every punch thrown, gun shot, or hit taken. Overall, the film had me truly engaged from start to finish, and Lupin is up there with some of my favorite characters in film ever just from this movie alone. But I recently started watching the show.
It's 5 years later, Goemon, and you're still listening to that crap.
Yes, and 5 years later, you still haven't quit smoking, have you, Jigen?
And plan to watch the newest film they released, called The First, that was made in 2019. As the visuals are more CG this time, and the style is maintained basically flawlessly. But until next time.